My name is Olivia, but you can call me Liv, and I am your Blue Studio science instructor. I have always loved science. From the time I could read, walk, and speak, I was learning, doing, and talking about science. Today, I am a PhD student at the University of Chicago where I study biochemistry, the intersection of biology and chemistry. A fun fact about me is that I'm also Miss Illinois USA. Science is amazing, but science with friends is even better. And that's why I am so excited to learn with you today at Blue Studios. So, grab your friends, grab your supplies, and grab your thinking crowns because it's time to learn with Liv. Today, I want to tell you a secret. It's a secret about the science of making ice cream. That's right, ice cream. Do you want to hear it? Are you sure? Okay, I'll tell you. The secret is that making ice cream is a love story. Now hold on. Before you stick out your tongue and roll your eyes, let me assure you that this is a love story you want to hear. It may involve romance, but it's the story of the chemistry and physics behind ice cream. You know what I'm talking about. That creamy, cold, sweet concoction scooped out in your favorite flavor that you know you love all year long. Let's talk about the first scientific fact of ice cream, which proves it's all about togetherness. In scientific terms, ice cream is a foam. A foam is a dispersion of gas bubbles in a liquid, and other delicious examples would be marshmallows, whipped cream, and meringue. In the case of ice cream, the gas is air bubbles, and the liquid is the ice cream mixture. The air bubbles are what make the ice cream light and fluffy. The liquid is what makes ice cream sweet and creamy. Together, they're a pretty beautiful thing. Now, if that doesn't convince you that this is a love story, then let's go over the second scientific fact about ice cream. It's also an emulsion. And an emulsion is a mixture of two or more things that normally wouldn't mix. A great example is oil and water. These two substances will naturally stay separate from one another until they're whisked, or shaken, or stirred, and encouraged to get married and become one substance. The salad dressing in your fridge is an emulsion, but so is the ice cream in your freezer. Ice cream is the emulsion of liquid fat globules and a water-sugar ice mixture. Normally, these two things wouldn't mix, but in ice cream, they're in a perfect emulsion relationship. Another set of matchmakers are the stabilizers. These are ingredients that can make sure your ice cream doesn't melt into a sticky puddle the moment you take it out of the freezer. Staplers act like little sponges, absorbing and immobilizing the liquid in ice cream, so it stays together as a soft solid. Stabilizers also help in the formation of very small ice crystals rather than large ones. This is very important work in ice cream. Small ice crystals will help an ice cream to taste creamy. Big ice crystals will make an ice cream taste icy. If you see gelatin, egg whites, or locust bean gum listed on the back of your ice cream carton, then you have spotted a stabilizer. So, what's the substance in ice cream that's absolutely everywhere and completely free? That would be air. And it's actually pretty important to the taste of ice cream. If we just slurped up ice cream batter with a spoon, it would be sickly sweet. It's the air in ice cream that increases its volume and structure and helps it to taste good. That's because when the molecules of the ice cream are mixed with air, they dissolve on our tongue more slowly and therefore taste more delicious. The air in ice cream is called overrun, and lots of air must be good, right? Well, just like a loving relationship, it's all about balance. Ice cream with too much air lacks flavor, but an ice cream without any air is just a puddle of liquid. So, a really delicious, high-quality ice cream has a nice balance of air, fat, sugar, and ice. Now, it's time for a little ice cream therapy session. Let's discuss the problems that can happen with ice cream the reason they happen, and some possible solutions. Shall we? Problem 1. You left the carton of vanilla ice cream out on the counter. It melted, you stuck it back in the freezer, and now it just doesn't taste the same. The reason? The ice crystals in the ice cream have melted and refroze into larger ice crystals. Remember, small ice crystals are what make ice cream delicious and creamy. Large ice crystals will make the ice cream taste, well, icy. The solution? Sorry, none. Once that ice cream has melted once, it's done for. Problem 2. You took a big sip of your mint chocolate chip milkshake and, you have a brain freeze. The reason? All the nerve endings just above your palate, that's the roof of your mouth, have been shocked by the cold. They have sent a panicky message to your brain saying, "We must stay alive. Heat up! Heat up!" The brain immediately swells the nerves and answers back, "Ouch! Ow! Ow! Ow!" The solution? Rub your tongue back and forth on the roof of your mouth to help these nerves warm back up. And a brain freeze normally only lasts a few minutes, so you'll just have to wait it out. Problem 3. You took an enormous bite out of your double fudge chocolate cone, and eek! You've got a toothache. The reason? Ice cream is cold enough to reach the very inner core of your teeth where all of the nerve endings live. They scream out, "Help! Help! We're freezing!" And your brain answers back, "Yikes! That hurts! Stop that!" The solution? Don't bite into ice cream. Problem 4. You can't wait. You start eating your raspberry ripple ice cream straight out of the freezer, and it tastes like nothing. The reason? The little taste buds on your tongue have gone numb from the intense cold of the ice cream. They can't sense very much, so the flavor is dulled. The solution? Patience. Slightly soft, slightly melty ice cream is going to be the most flavorful by far. Let's go over the first part of the mystery, the quickly melting ice when you add salt. Ice is a solid that is rigid and structured, like well-behaved people in an elevator. The molecules of ice are tightly packed together and are relatively still. Water is a liquid that is fluid and unstructured, like a dance party. Molecules of liquid move around one another in a loose and free-form pattern. And now, let's imagine we've lowered the temperature at the watery dance party, and it's getting colder and colder and colder. As the temperature goes down, those water molecules begin to slow down. When the temperature is at the freezing point, they finally huddle together and stop moving. Party over! But if we invite salt to the party, things change. Salt causes freezing point depression. This means that salt lowers the freezing point of water. Now it takes a much, much colder temperature for water to freeze because salt is disrupting the process. Salt is like the party animal that keeps those water molecules excited and moving just a little longer in spite of the cold. This is why in cold temperatures, cities will spread salt on icy roads. The salt helps to melt the ice and it keeps any water on the road from freezing too quickly. Now, let's take a look at the second part of the mystery. The ice and salt mixture feeling super cold as it's melting. You need to know that ice is a thief. While it's melting, it's stealing energy from everything around it. The air, the surface of the glass, the liquid that it's sitting in. It absorbs this energy to break its little molecule bonds and melt. And while it's absorbing this energy and warmth, it's leaving everything around it much, much colder. Dropping an ice cube into a glass of root beer is like conducting a small experiment in chemistry. The ice cube is absorbing energy from the root beer, and the root beer is losing energy to the ice cube. The ice cube is getting warmer, and the root beer is getting colder. The ice cube is melting, meaning that it's changing from a solid to a liquid. Meanwhile, the root beer is freezing. Well, not really. It will stay a liquid. It's not quite cold enough to turn into an icy solid, which is fine. But now we want to make root beer floats, and we need ice cream. So let's get back to the hero of our story, salt. Remember, it drops the freezing point of water. Salt loves a loose liquid party after all. If you add salt to a bag of ice, salt isn't going to encourage ice to melt. And while ice is melting, it's stealing the energy to do it. And while it's stealing energy, it's leaving everything around it colder and colder. And voila, the perfect environment for ice cream is born. Now, to make ice cream, can we just mix up a delicious mixture of cream, sugar, and vanilla, surround it with ice and salt, and let it sit? Nope. Remember, air is a very important ingredient to ice cream. We need to shake or stir or churn that ice cream mixture to add air while it's cooling down. We have to add air to the mixture or it'll be a boring lump. It's like that relationship between your Aunt Mildred and your Uncle Ernst. She livens him up. I told you, ice cream was all about the love. Thinking back on all of this science, now you know what it really takes to make a really great ice cream. You need to have air, not too much, and of course not too little. You need ice crystals. The smaller, the better. You need a nice emulsion of delicious ingredients. And you need a super cold environment that may be achieved with ice and salt. Now, all frozen desserts are possible. Are you feeling the love? Now, it's time for some cool facts about ice cream. The award for most popular ice cream flavor worldwide goes to vanilla. Instead of cooling you off, ice cream actually raises your body temperature. It takes more energy to burn the fat in ice cream, so your body's temperature has to grow warmer. Feel free to announce this fact on a really hot day when everyone wants to head to the ice cream parlor. The scientific study of ice cream is actually not so different from the study of avalanches. It's all about studying the size of the ice crystals, when they melt, when they freeze, and how they form. There's an ice cream shop in Italy where it's possible to get 121 scoops of ice cream on just one cone. An ice cream available in the Philippines is made from the yolks of crocodile eggs. July is National Ice Cream Month. This month would be a great time to test out the scientific study which claims that it takes 50 licks to finish one scoop of ice cream. The amount of ice cream eaten in the United States every year would fill approximately 11.5 million bathtubs. Believe it or not, in Hawaii, there's an unusual fruit called the ice cream fruit, and it's supposed to taste an awful lot like vanilla ice cream. Liquid nitrogen is the latest and greatest method for making ice cream. Liquid nitrogen is extremely cold, at -320 degrees Fahrenheit. It's actually the same temperature as the surface of Neptune. It can be used to freeze ice cream very quickly, so that large ice crystals never even have the chance to form. The result? An extra smooth and creamy dessert. Yum. If you're looking for an excuse to study ice cream more deeply, here are some possible projects. Picture a World's Fair in 1904 in St. Louis, Missouri. Imagine a fellow at an ice cream booth has just run out of bowls, and he spots another vendor running a waffle booth. Now, investigate the legend of how the ice cream cone was invented and create a short play which tells the story of this delicious moment in ice cream history. Do your homework when it comes to ice cream. Study the differences between ice cream, frozen custard, frozen yogurt, sorbet, and sherbet, and create a slideshow or a poster that shares your findings. Ice cream desserts are different all around the world. Label a world map with the names and descriptions of icy treats that you might enjoy across the globe. Host a blind taste testing of various qualities of ice cream with a willing group of testers. Set up a judging sheet that has the testers rate the look, the structure, the texture, and the taste of different ice cream choices. Share the results of the judging in an organized manner. Official ice cream judges happen to use a golden spoon to avoid any metallic aftertaste from a traditional spoon. Well, that part is optional, of course. Finally, homemade ice cream in a baggie in 10 minutes. Look it up. You won't regret it, I promise. And that's our love story for today. As I mentioned, there was a lot of science going on, but I had a feeling you wouldn't mind. After all, any great romantic relationship calls for some good chemistry. Okay, now you can stick out your tongue. For an ice cream cone, that is.
We are thrilled that you're watching Blue Studios 24/7. We're so excited to bring round-the-clock entertainment and educational content to your home. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with our latest videos. At Blue Studios, we aspire to revolutionize the way families spend time together. We empower families by providing them with tools to work together, earn and learn, and achieve new heights of success. Visit www.bluestudios.io to discover more about our mission and how we empower families to succeed. Thank you so much for being part of our community. Keep watching and learning with us. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button.